Hi everyone. You ever seen the people look alike? You ever seen a couple of sisters or a couple of brothers look alike? I saw that you ever, but you don't understand what the problem they have when they look alike if you are not them. And now I tell you about story a look alike. Hassan and Ahmad. Once there were two cousins who lived in a village by the sea. Hassan was 1 year older than Ahmed, but they looked exactly alike. When they went to school, the teacher did not know which were Hassan and which were Ahmed. Hassan's mother then sewed a large A on his shirt so that everyone could call him by the right name. Hassan and Ahmad soon discovered that they could trick people. Sometimes Hassan pretended to be Ahmed, and sometimes Ahmed pretended to be Hassan. Sometimes they changed shirts. No one knew which were which. Hassan and Ahmad grew up. They became young men and they still looked exactly alike. There was only one way to be sure about them. Hassan had a little mark on his left arm where a wild pig had once attacked him. There were many pretty girls in the village and one of them was Sarifa. Sarifa has white brown eyes and a nice shape. Hassan and Ahmad both wanted to marry Sarifa. Sarifa was a quiet girl. She smiled at Hassan and she smiled at Ahmed, but nobody knew which one she liked best. Wedding plans. One day, Hassan went to see Sarifa's parents. He asked them if he could marry Sarifa. When she left, Sarifa ran off into the forest. She did not come back until it was dark. When she came back, everyone could see tears on her face. Soon the village people discovered why she was unhappy. Sarifa did not want to marry Hassan. She wanted to marry Ahmed. Hassan was very sad and also very angry, but Ahmed was very pleased. She told the village people that she would marry Sarifa. Hassan ran away into the forest and nobody could find him anywhere. The village people began to make food ready for wedding feast. They picked the biggest fruit and chose the best rice. They went out in their boats to catch fresh fish. They killed some cows and the children happily ran after chickens to catch them for the fish. Very early on the morning of the wedding, Ahmed went to the beach to look at one of his fishing nets. As he walked there, he saw someone running along the sand towards him. He knew who it was at once. It was Hassan. "What are you doing here?" Ahmed asked. "There is no time to explain," said Hassan. "Your father is hurt. He is on the island." Hassan pointed to an island out across the sea. Hassan's cheek. "But I saw my father about an hour ago," Ahmed said. "He was in our house making things ready for the wedding. No, he is on the island, Hassan repeated. He went over in his boat to get some bird eggs for the feast. He leaped and fell on the rocks so quick. Let's go and help him. The two young men hurried along the beach to another boat. They jumped in and rowed hard until they reached the island. Where is my father? Ahmed asked. He is along the beach near the bottom of the big rock, Hassan said. You go to him. I will pull the boat out of the water. Then I will come and help you to carry him. Ahmed ran along the beach towards the big rock. His father was not at the bottom of the rock. Ahmed looked around. There were not even any marks on the beach. No one has been there for a long time. Suddenly he knew he had been tricked. He turned and ran back towards the boat, but he was too late. Hassan was already rowing quickly back to the village. Ahmad stood at the edge of the water and shouted out to Hassan, If I ever cut you, I will kill you. But Hassan couldn't hear because of the noise of the wind and the wave. He kept on rowing as fast as he could towards the village. Ahmed gets off the island. Ahmed waited for a long time on the island. He sat on the sand, sadly thinking about what was happening in the village. He couldn't try to swim back. The water was full of sharks. Ahmed has often seen them when he was fishing. He could only wait for a boat to come past. Several hours later, Ahmed knew it was time for the wedding feast to begin. Suddenly, he saw two men in a boat coming towards the island. Hey, hey! He shouted as loudly as he could. He jumped and up and down and waved his arms. The man was very surprised to see him there. They shouted into the shore. It's Ahmed from the village next to ours. One man said, What are you doing here? I thought you was being married today. I am. Ahmed cried. Can you take me back in your boat? Please, row as far as you can. If you don't, I still arrive too late. Ahmed jumped into their boat and the men began to row. They rowed faster and faster. As they rowed, Ahmed told them what happened. In the village, the wedding feast had begun, but Sharifah was not happy. She did not know why. Sharifah thought she was marrying Ahmed, but it was already Hassan who sat beside her. Hassan was eating as much as he could. There was a big smile on his face. Soon I shall have Sharifah as my wife, he thought. When Ahmed comes back, Sharifah and I will have left the village. He held out his hands for more pineapple. Suddenly, Sharifah knows something. Hassan looked at her and her held his arm tightly. No, Sharifah screamed. You are not Ahmed. I don't want you as my husband. You are Hassan. She screamed and banged his head on the ground. Where is Ahmed? Where are you heading him? The village people all began to talk at once. What did he say? What does he mean? Look at the mark on his arm, cried Sarifa. She's right, she's right. It's Hassan. Where is Ahmed? Everyone pushed forward. Some men held Hassan and shook him so hard that it hurt. No one understood what had happened. No one knew what to do. Then suddenly there was a loud shout. Ahmed ran through the trees towards Sarifa and held her in his arms. Hassan, you are a bad man, says Ahmed. A bad man. There were a lot of talking and shouting before everyone understood. Then the people decided that Ahmed must leave the village for 5 years. Hassan went away quietly, looking very sorry. Then the wedding feast continued. Sarifa married Ahmed and they were very happy together.